You're listening to Left Up the Valley 2.0, Atheist, Skeptic, and Humanist Radio.
So, Brina, you got a top 10 for us?
I do.
All right, let's do this.
And it kind of piggybacks off your last story, so it's kind of nice.
Nice.
Hey, you're
Nice
my
coincidence.
inspiration.
Oh, that's pathetic.
Except, the Ukraine is actually a really interesting place. So I decided to focus on it because, and the people there, because.
So we get to learn more about the Ukraine today.
About Ukraine. We shouldn't say the Ukraine. The country's called Ukraine. I just was thinking
sorry.
about it. It's not. No,
Don't see it's like Canada. It's Canada.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I saw it online somewhere, and it's like, "Hello, people." It's not the Ukraine, although it for some reason just rolls off the tongue so much nicer. Anyway.
Yeah, it's odd. Why do we do that?
I think you say the United States.
Oh, that might be why.
Maybe because it starts with the letter U.
Maybe
if it starts with a vowel.
Mm-hmm.
The Ivory Coast. Yeah.
Does anybody know about the grammar of this situation?
There you go. I've started the list. Anyway, so I've got 10 interesting facts about Ukraine.
Excellent.
And there's a lot to choose from, just so you know. Anyway.
I sure hope so.
Yeah.
It's a whole country. It'd be sad if there was only 10 things to know about them.
Oh, interesting things. There's lots of boring countries out there. Come on now. We live in Canada. Anyway. The famous Tunnel of Love is in Ukraine. So it's a natural train tunnel, and it's surrounded by green arches that are formed by trees on both sides of the tunnel. It's really gorgeous. Like, if you haven't seen the Tunnel of Love, go look up the Tunnel of Love.
You see Tunnel of Love, I think of those carnival rides and a little boat.
I know, right? Me too.
Yeah,
but
like
this is
from Willy Wonka, that's sort of like...
That was not love.
Hey, a chocolate river is love to me, okay?
The chocolate river, yes, but the images?
It was like crazy, just like...
Yeah. So number 9, Ukraine is the biggest country that is actually completely within Europe. So it's second only to Russia, of course, but Russia also occupies part of Asia. So
a lot part of Asia, yes.
Yeah, exactly. So Ukraine is 603,000 square kilometers, which is 375,000 square miles. So it's the largest country just by land mass in Europe. It's not the most populated, of course. Like Kevin said, it's 44 million people. So there's more in France and Germany.
Wow.
Yeah. So a little bit more interesting, the McDonald's in Kiev is reportedly the third most busiest in the world.
Wow. Holy shit.
People in Ukraine love their McDonald's.
Now, here's an anecdote. I was told, I don't know how true this is, but I was told when you say Kiev, that's the Russian way of saying it.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, the Ukrainian way of saying it is Kiev, and not Kiev.
I would.
So I don't know how true that is.
Yeah, I don't
take
know.
my word for it. I haven't researched it, but that's what I heard.
It's spelled differently
It
for
is spelled
sure.
differently.
I don't spell it in all of my list. It's spelled with a Y, not an E. So.
All right. Anyway.
Anyways, very interesting.
Yeah.
Apparently, McDonald's is actually one of the best fast food options in Ukraine. So
Oh, wow.
explain why it's so busy. There's really not much else out there.
You get tired of borscht after a while.
Yeah.
I don't got any
Borscht
Culvers
is-
out there. They need to get some Culvers.
Oh.
I lived in the Sunshine Borscht capital of
Sunshine
Canada.
Borscht capital? What the hell is that?
Sunshine borscht is okay. There's two kinds of borscht: a red borscht and like a yellow borscht. And yellow borscht is sunshine borscht.
Ah.
Huh.
This is more information.
It's a
I wanted
Russian
to know.
borscht, not a Ukrainian borscht. Anyway,
Borscht on.
borscht, not yeah. That's from the Duke of Borscht. Anyways, totally carrying on.
great.
That was my left turn. Number 7. I'm gonna butcher this name probably, but Arsenalna. It's a metro station. It's the deepest metro station in the world.
Really?
It's 346 feet underground.
Wow.
105.5 meters.
Damn.
You take an escalator to get from the top to the bottom. It takes 5 minutes.
You almost
So
take a-
cool.
You almost
Oh,
you need-
not a chance. I wouldn't do it.
You need to
I'd
take
do
a
it.
subway. You need to take a subway to get to that subway
Yeah.
station.
Now,
Right.
I was Googling this because I read more than one page, of course, to find all of these notes. And one of the websites I went to said that North Korea has one that's actually deeper, but who knows? It's not reported anywhere else. Now, that could be because it's North Korea, but it also could be that North Korea is boasting about something that's not quite true.
Which would not be surprising.
That's
Right?
yeah. That's
So,
I mean, let's look at the Ryung Hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's Pyongyang, I think it's called.
Pyongyang.
Oh,
Pyongyang.
sorry.
Yeah, that's that station. Apparently apparently their whole metro line is the deepest in the world in North Korea. But anyway, that's another side.
Yes, and they also have the biggest penises in the world.
Exactly. So it's
Kim Jong-un drilled 18 holes in one.
although I did see some photos of their metro station. It's beautiful. Same with the one in Ukraine. Like a lot of I went down a bit of a rabbit hole. Anyway, there's some really beautiful murals painted on walls in different metro stations in
Well,
Europe.
if you compare it to the graffiti
that's cool.
stained ones in New York, yeah, every one of them is
Yeah.
beautiful.
Number
Hey,
6.
Some of that art's pretty good. Okay, the Sonic the Hedgehog looks real,
Banksy,
practically.
Come on now. Number 6, Ukraine is ranked 4th in the world for literacy. 99.4% of their population over the age of 15 is able to read and write, and 70% of their adult population has had some form of higher education.
Nice.
Wow,
Good for them.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, right?
Shit.
Number 5 is, I'm sure, actually, I always thought it was in Russia, so there you go. I learned something new. Chernobyl was in Ukraine.
That is
So
correct.
Oh,
I didn't know that because, I'm.
yeah, I didn't know that either.
See, I thought it was in Russia. I think it's happened while it was still USSR, right?
Yes.
That's probably why I always
Oh.
thought Russia. Anyways,
Okay.
so we all know Chernobyl was the nuclear power plant meltdown, so that devastated the community. But it's only been in recent years they've actually been able to safely return there. So people have been going there lately.
They've been creating Godzillas in there.
They have
Yeah.
doing documentaries.
It's a great show about it on was it HBO.
Yeah, that's the one I'm actually thinking of.
Oh,
It's called
okay.
Chernobyl.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was
Um,
good.
So, number 4 is also something Kevin said. Ukraine is one of the youngest countries in the world because it only became an independent nation in 1991.
That is correct.
Number 3, the heaviest aircraft ever built was built in the Ukraine. It weighed 285,000 kilograms or
Oh,
628,000 pounds, had a wingspan of 290 feet, which is 88.4 meters.
Wow.
It was
Jeez.
built in Kiev or however it's supposed to be said. That was while it was still part of the Soviet Union. It was called the Antonov AN-225 Mariah. If I pronounce that even remotely close to right. I doubt
Can
it.
you imagine the power you need to propulse that thing
Yeah.
to develop?
It's an
to-
aircraft. An
Yeah.
aircraft is 128,000 pounds.
Jesus.
That's a lot of tons. I don't know what an average airplane weighs, but I'm guessing this one's a lot heavier.
Yeah, it seems odd. It's like the one thing that you'd like to probably not be the heaviest
Yeah.
thing, out of
Yeah. So while Kevin's Googling that, number 2, the world's longest musical instrument also originates from Ukraine. It's a horn called a trombita or a trombita. It's like a trombone, and it's generally 3 to 9 feet long or 1 to 3 meters long.
Wow. What? Do they have people hold it up while they try to play
No,
it?
one person.
What?
Is what I saw in the photos. Yeah.
Oh my god! It's like that gives the tuba guy a run for his money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, jeez, that's crazy.
I don't
Have you-
foresee that joining marching bands.
Right?
No.
Turned around, but what?
Huh?
Yeah. For example, the Boeing, the 747
Yeah,
has a
that's a pretty-
maximum takeoff weight of 833,000 pounds.
What?
Yeah.
Well, but the actual plane doesn't weigh 833,000 pounds.
That's
Yeah, I was gonna say
maximum takeoff weight.
That
Maximum
means
takeoff weight.
including people and luggage
Yes.
and
So
Oh.
it can take off with
Yeah.
833,000 pounds
That's-
versus 378 tons.
right. But how much
Jeez.
does the actual average plane weigh?
Oh, I don't know. It's
That's
less
what
than
I
that,
was.
would
That's
think.
what I thought you were
Well,
looking
okay,
at.
the initial is 735,000 pounds.
So how is this one at 628,000 pounds the
It's
heaviest
lighter.
aircraft?
I guess it's just lighter than this. It's just bigger but lighter. Yeah.
No, this is heaviest, is what I said, and now you're telling me a 747 weighs more.
Oh, I don't know. Okay,
Huh.
we'll have to do some research.
I might be
Was there-
wrong. I don't like being
from-
wrong.
Are we going from grams to like pounds or something? I don't.
Metric tons. Yeah, that must be.
Anyway, number 1, aside from Russia, which of course is not completely in Europe, Ukraine has the largest army.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the largest army in Europe. They have 300,000 troops, but of course that pales in comparison to Russia, who has 1.5 million.
Yeah.
So,
And,
All right. Well,
and according to
But-
China as well, which got
But the thing is that their 1.5 million is coming up against 44 million citizens.
Well, you know, I mean,
So-
oh yeah, that's true. Wow. yeah.
it kind of makes me wonder if down the road some of these Russian soldiers are going to start thinking, I know I'm under orders to do this, but you know, reluctantly,
yeah, I'm not
this
going to do
because
it. Mhm.
I'm really curious because there's been report of a lot of protests within Russia
Mhm.
about
Yep.
this war. So it's going to be curious to see, you know, how far it actually goes, if it goes there.
Yeah, no
Or some
kidding.
Russian
Yeah.
soldiers are going to say, "No, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to start shooting on civilians for the
Yeah.
hell of it."
Yeah, there was a lot of people in Russia that were like, we want to make it clear that Putin is not Russia, you know,
Right.
and we
Yeah,
we
don't
are
agree with this.
protesting against Putin, you know, and yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Too many yes people around him.
Yep, that is. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.